The Mortal Kombat universe has always been famous for its unique characters, fantastic races, and incredible abilities. With the arrival of Mortal Kombat 2 in 2026, we'll see several exceptional characters brought to the big screen. Some of these characters did not appear in the 2021 film, but are now officially confirmed to be part of the sequel. In this video, we'll explore the race of each confirmed character, their origins, powers, and what all of this means for the story. Edenians. Kitana, Jade, Sindel, and King Jerrod did not appear in the 2021 Mortal Kombat movie, but they are now officially confirmed for the 2026 film. This significantly changes the direction of the story, because these four characters belong to the same extremely important race within the game lore, the Edenians. Their arrival should greatly expand the universe that the first movie began to introduce, bringing more magic, more political conflict between realms, and much more depth to the overall narrative. Edenians are known for having lifespans far longer than humans. Even after thousands of years, they still maintain a youthful appearance. This longevity comes directly from the realm of Edenia itself, a place deeply connected to magic, beauty, and spiritual energy. Because of this, Edenians tend to be faster, stronger, and more skilled than most other races. Their mystical heritage is present, both in their physical abilities and in the way they fight. Kitana and Jade perfectly represent the physical side of the Edenian race. Both are incredibly fast, capable of movements that are nearly impossible for ordinary humans, with sharp and precise reflexes. Jade, however, blends elegance with brute force, using her staff and bladed boomerangs, always relying on speed to overpower her opponents. Sindel, however, represents the more magical and overwhelming side of the race. Her sonic scream is a unique ability made possible only through Edenian energy. In addition, she can levitate and naturally manipulate energy, something rare even among supernatural beings. Sindel embodies the mystical power that Edenians have carried for generations. King Jerrod, who is shown being killed by Shao Kahn in the first Mortal Kombat 2 trailer, is Kitana's biological father and Sindel's husband. He completes this group by representing the political and spiritual side of the Edenians. Even though he is not heavily combat-focused in the games, he symbolizes the balance and leadership that kept Edenia strong before Shao Kahn's invasion. Across all game timelines, Jerrod ultimately ends up dead, but Mortal Kombat gives him special significance by making him the dominant soul controlling Ermac's body, something that had already been subtly hinted at in the ending involving the Red Ninja in Mortal Kombat 2011. In short, with these four characters appearing in the new film, audiences won't just be introduced to new fighters, but to the full identity of a race that is essential to understanding the Mortal Kombat universe. Specters. Scorpion and Noob Saibot represent two completely different paths within Mortal Kombat's story, yet both are bound by the same tragedy. Scorpion appeared in the 2021 film as Hanzo Hasashi, a human warrior from the Shirai Ryu clan, who later returns from the dead as a specter driven by vengeance. Noob Saibot, on the other hand, did not appear in the first movie, but his presence is significant because he is the corrupted form of Bi-Han, the original Sub-Zero, who dies at the end of the 2021 film and is reborn as a dark creature. To explain this in more detail, before his death, Scorpion was an ordinary human, although extremely skilled, who belonged to the Shirai Ryu ninja clan. After being murdered by Sub-Zero Bi-Han and witnessing the destruction of his family, his soul returns as a specter, a supernatural form that blends remnants of humanity with infernal powers. This transformation completely changes his race within the lore. He stops being just a human warrior and becomes a mystical entity with exceptional abilities, capable of manipulating hellfire. His iconic "get over here" and the chained kunai become core elements of his identity as a specter, along with his ability to summon flames from the Netherrealm. Noob Saibot, in contrast, represents total corruption. Bi-Han, once a human and a member of the Lin Kuei clan, is killed by Scorpion at the end of the 2021 film. Instead of finding peace, his spirit is dragged into the Netherrealm, where it is transformed into a creature of darkness. Bi-Han's new form is that of a wraith, a type of shadowy undead being. Noob feels no emotion, retains no human identity, and acts as an extension of the shadows themselves. His abilities reflect this nature: teleportation through darkness, clones made of pure shadow, and other exclusive powers. Although Scorpion and Noob Saibot are often grouped together as supernatural beings, they do not belong to the same type of undead within Mortal Kombat lore. Scorpion is a Spectre, a vengeful spirit that preserves part of his human consciousness and is granted a physical body forged by the flames of the Netherrealm. Noob Saibot, however, is a wraith, a manifestation completely corrupted by darkness, devoid of humanity, and shaped solely by shadows. In short, both are supernatural beings who died and were reborn, but each follows a very different path: Scorpion through infernal fire, and Noob through absolute darkness. Humans. In the cinematic universe launched by Mortal Kombat 2021, the explanation for special powers was reimagined through the concept of Arcana. This idea introduces the notion that every warrior marked with the tournament symbol possesses an inner energy capable of awakening unique abilities. This creative choice clearly separates the films from the traditional game lore and directly impacts characters such as Sonya Blade, Liu Kang, Jax Briggs, and Cole Young, whose powers are explained through this spiritual awakening. Liu Kang, for example, already displayed great discipline and Shaolin training even before wielding fire. Within the film's context, his spiritual mastery allows his Arcana to manifest as flames, reinforcing his connection to the dragon and to the Shaolin fighting style. Jax, on the other hand, undergoes a far more literal transformation. After losing his arms, his Arcana is what empowers his prosthetics beyond human limits. The film makes it clear that without it, Jax would not be able to continue fighting on the same level as the other warriors. Sonya Blade represents another interesting case. At first, she does not bear the mark, and as a result, has no access to Arcana. Only after defeating Kano and inheriting the symbol does her inner energy finally awaken, allowing her to use purple energy blasts, visually aligned with her classic attacks from the games. The narrative makes it explicit that Arcana is essential to justify any extraordinary abilities among the group of human champions. Cole Young is the character who best embodies this concept, as his Arcana completely defines his combat identity. His energy armor and the weapons formed from that same energy are direct manifestations of this power, serving as the central pillar of his character development in the film. Johnny Cage, however, follows the opposite path. Despite being one of the most iconic characters in the franchise, he does not appear in the 2021 film, and so far, promotional material for Mortal Kombat 2 presents Cage simply as an extremely skilled human fighter. Trailers and images show no Arcana associated with him, suggesting that, at least initially, he will remain without special powers. Within the cinematic universe, Cage stands as a pure combatant, defined by technique and presence rather than supernatural abilities, at least for now. Corrupted. In the Mortal Kombat cinematic universe, the continuity of characters across life, death, and resurrection begins to take on a new dimension in Mortal Kombat 2. One of the most striking cases is Kung Lao. In the first film, he was presented purely as a human warrior trained in the Shaolin Order, highly skilled but without any supernatural alteration to his core nature. His death at the hands of Shang Tsung was one of the most impactful moments of the story, and now Mortal Kombat 2 confirms his return, not as the same pure and centered fighter, but as a Revenant. In the context of the games, Revenants are dead humans who return corrupted by the Netherrealm, having lost part of their own consciousness. Trailers and posters for the new film suggest that this concept will be brought almost literally to the screen, portraying a darker-looking Kung Lao, visibly marked by malevolent forces. The same appears to be happening with Sindel. Although she did not appear in the first film, official MK2 posters already present her directly as a Revenant, with darkened facial features and a visual style that clearly suggests spiritual corruption. Older leaks indicate that she is expected to die within the film itself, reinforcing the idea that we will witness her transformation from Edenian to Revenant during the narrative. As in the games, her role is likely to shift from queen to a figure manipulated by greater forces, most likely connected to Quan Chi or the Netherrealm. Kano, however, despite also being human and having died in the first film, returns in a completely different way. In Mortal Kombat 2 trailers, he appears alive, conscious and without the dark visual traits typical of Revenants. This makes it clear that he was not resurrected through the same process that affects Kung Lao and Sindel. His return, therefore, must involve another kind of intervention, possibly magical, technological, or even political within Outworld. Most importantly, Kano retains his original personality, indicating that he is not corrupted by any supernatural force. These creative choices show that Mortal Kombat 2 will expand the concept of death and return, exploring multiple forms of resurrection to keep characters active within the story. Outworlders. Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn are two of the most powerful and influential characters in the Mortal Kombat universe, each representing different aspects of Outworld and of power within that realm. Across multiple game timelines, Shang Tsung is described as a human originally from Earthrealm who migrated to Outworld in search of magical knowledge. There, he studied the dark arts and became a sorcerer, capable of manipulating spiritual energy and absorbing the souls of his enemies. His ability to assume the form and powers of those he defeats is a direct result of this training and of his pacts with Outworld's dark forces. In the films, Shang Tsung appears in the 2021 movie as a manipulative villain, retaining his essence as a soul-stealing sorcerer. However, the film does not make it entirely clear whether he originates from Earthrealm or Outworld. Shao Kahn, on the other hand, is a far more mysterious figure, and his exact origin has never been fully revealed. In the games, he's described as an Outworlder, belonging to a powerful and enigmatic race from Outworld, whose traits vary across timelines. Some portray him as a draconic humanoid, while others depict him as nearly immortal. He is the Emperor of Outworld, and is known for his immense strength, above-average durability, and magical abilities tied to conquest and domination. Unlike Shang Tsung, whose power relies on the manipulation of souls, Shao Kahn combines overwhelming physical strength, imperial presence, and strategic intelligence, establishing himself as one of the most feared warriors across all realms. His exact race remains shrouded in mystery, reinforcing the aura of absolute and legendary power that surrounds him. In short, within the games, Shang Tsung is a human who became a sorcerer by studying Outworld's magic, while Shao Kahn is an Outworlder whose origin and true nature remain unknown, yet who consistently displays extraordinary strength and abilities. This contrast highlights two distinct forms of power, one rooted in knowledge and spiritual manipulation, and the other in brute force, authority, and physical supremacy, both essential to Outworld's dark identity. Tarkatan. Baraka is one of Mortal Kombat's most iconic characters, known for his savage appearance and deadly combat abilities. Although he did not appear in the 2021 film, he has been confirmed for Mortal Kombat 2, bringing one of Outworld's most feared warriors to the big screen. In the games, within the original timeline, Baraka belongs to the Tarkatan race, a warrior people from Outworld characterized by their ferocity, superior physical abilities, and the presence of retractable arm blades, known as Tarkatan weapons. His aggressive look, complete with sharp teeth, reflects the brutal nature of his race, which is trained for combat from a very young age. The Tarkatans are known for their loyalty to the Emperor of Outworld, serving as ruthless soldiers and assassins. Their physical prowess is innate to the race, above-average strength, speed, and endurance compared to humans, along with the ability to quickly regenerate minor wounds. Baraka stands out not only because of these traits, but also due to his mastery of his arm blades as lethal weapons, making him nearly unbeatable in close-quarters combat. The origin of the Tarkatans is tied to a past shaped by constant conflict and survival within Outworld. They evolved in a hostile environment, which explains their aggressive nature and a society built around strength and warfare. In the games, this race is often portrayed as being feared by other Outworld inhabitants, yet obedient to the commands of emperors such as Shao Kahn, whom Baraka serves with unwavering loyalty. In Mortal Kombat 1, 2023, within the new universe created by Liu Kang, Baraka's story takes a more tragic turn. Instead of simply being a Tarkatan warrior, he is reimagined as a once respected Outworld merchant who contracts a horrifying disease disease known as Tarkat. This incurable plague deforms his body, transforming him into a monstrous version of himself, leading to his exile from society and forcing him to survive among other infected individuals, where he ultimately rises as a leader among them. God. Raiden is one of Mortal Kombat's most iconic characters, serving as the god of thunder and the protector of Earthrealm. He did not receive major focus in the 2021 film and did not take part in large-scale combat scenes, but his presence was firmly established as the mentor of the human warriors, especially Liu Kang. In the games, Raiden is a deity, belonging to a race of immortal gods connected to the natural elements and to the protection of the realms. His distinctive appearance, featuring a conical hat and traditional robes, symbolizes his divine heritage and his dominion over thunder and lightning. Among his most notable abilities are the manipulation of electricity, instant teleportation, and control over the weather, all of which reflect his divine status and his direct connection to the elements. Unlike human warriors who rely on training or arcana, Raiden is naturally immortal and possesses powers that transcend human understanding, allowing him to unleash devastating attacks or protect allies through supernatural means. His role is not limited to combat. Raiden's true purpose is to guide and maintain balance within Earthrealm, ensuring that the planet is not conquered by forces from Outworld. Raiden's origin is ancient. He has always existed as Earthrealm's guardian, sent by the higher gods to intervene in human affairs and in conflicts between realms. In the games, he even ascends to a higher status, becoming an elder god. He is portrayed as immortal and wise, yet still prone to mistakes and manipulation, especially when he attempts to prevent catastrophes without fully understanding their consequences. This duality makes Raiden a complex character, combining absolute power with moral responsibility and positioning him as both mentor and guiding figure for other warriors. Within the film's context, Raiden preserves these traits, functioning as a guide and protector. He is neither human nor subject to Arcana, but a full-fledged deity with complete powers, capable of influencing events and directing Earthrealm's champions. His presence reinforces the balance between realms and introduces an essential supernatural element to the narrative, showing that not all forces in Mortal Kombat can be explained through training, race, or magic. Some originate directly from the essence of the gods themselves. Demon. Quan Chi is one of the most cunning and dangerous villains in the Mortal Kombat universe. Although he has not yet appeared in promotional material for Mortal Kombat 2 2026, his presence has been officially confirmed, with actor Damon Harrison cast in the role. Leaks suggest that his role will be small but strategic, operating behind the scenes to manipulate events and set the stage for potential sequels. Even without much exposure so far, his inclusion is expected to strengthen the presence of the Netherrealm in the film, especially in scenes like the fight between Scorpion and Noob Saibot, which take place in environments typical of that realm. In the games, Quan Chi is a demon of the Netherrealm, specializing in necromancy and dark magic. He possesses unique abilities such as controlling Revenants, manipulating the minds of other warriors, and casting powerful spells. Unlike human villains or Outworld warriors, Quan Chi does not rely on physical strength or combat training. His power comes from dark sorcery and strategic intelligence. He is a master manipulator of both allies and enemies, always seeking to expand his influence and power. Quan Chi's origin is deeply tied to the Netherrealm, a realm of corrupted spirits and demons, where he acquired knowledge and mastery over forbidden arts. In some versions of the lore, he was originally an Oni or demonic spirit before transforming into a full demon, gaining even greater power and longevity. His connection to the Netherrealm is absolute. He not only operates within it, but can also corrupt both the living and the dead, making him a nearly invisible yet deadly threat. Within the context of Mortal Kombat 2, Quan Chi is expected to fulfill exactly this role, a manipulative villain who works from the shadows and influences events with careful strategy. His confirmed appearance and the leaked details about his role suggest that he will serve serve as a narrative bridge between the film's events and potential future storylines, preserving the essence of one of Mortal Kombat's greatest masters of necromancy. Even with limited screen time, his presence is enough to evoke danger, suspense, and set up major conflicts involving the Netherrealm.